A little less than a week ago, I took a trip to British Columbia with my mother and sister. This is my second video documenting my time there. I didn't really have a plan with what I was going to do with my footage and photographs in terms of structure, so I'm basically going in chronological order for the sake of my own sanity. Structure is something that's not always the simplest thing to get a bead on.
Wait for me! Fired.
Sure, when making these videos, I have an idea that there's going to be some type of flow between locations and which photos I take, but that's about as far as I go. As stated in previous videos, my goal with these videos, at least so far, is to keep things casual, allowing the world to open itself to me rather than forcing anything too unnatural. That's what I want to talk about today. Allowing adventure to happen around you. While traveling, we hit a snag in terms of where we were going to stay. Now, this could have been seen as a worrisome scenario for some. In fact, I'm sure I could have allowed myself to be troubled by it. But that's not really who I am. We decided that we would hop on the ferry over to Vancouver Island, somewhere I had never been, to see what the world had to offer that day. That's just about as far as we planned. I loved every moment of it. Allowing yourself to see the world as it comes to you is freeing. Your expectations hardly, if at all, play into this type of journey. You press on forward and get a taste of chance and opportunity. Photographing with my Fuji XE4 works well with this type of mindset. No expectations, just stay open and positive. I mostly stayed on my 18mm f2 throughout this part of our trip, save for a handful of telephoto shots taken on my Sony A7C. Once off the ferry, we only had to drive a handful of minutes before we saw a sign for Butchart Gardens. A stunningly manicured garden that has been around for over a century. My mother loves plants and flowers, so it was a no-brainer to follow the signs and see where it takes us. There's something special about going with the flow, choosing your own adventure. If we hadn't been forced to make new plans, we may not have decided to get on the ferry when we did, and we may not have ended up at this beautiful place. Seeing the joy on my mother's face as we walked around far outweighed the stress and anxiety of having to make up things as we go. Now, of course, this line of thinking doesn't work all the time, nor is it for everyone. Structure certainly has its place. Without structure, I wouldn't have made it to British Columbia in the first place. So yeah, it's important. Being able to see and experience new things with innocent and untarnished eyes is difficult. When you have expectations of how things are supposed to go, and they don't end up going exactly that way, it can hit a sore spot. Training yourself to be open to that type of change is enlightening, and I'm still working on that. Mostly, what I really wanted to convey in this video is that when your plans fall apart, and you need to start filling in the blanks, consider allowing life to wash over you. There's a lot of beauty out there waiting to be experienced, captured, and most importantly, enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a pleasure having you along with me on these journeys, whether local or otherwise. If you're enjoying my content, please remember to like and subscribe. If you have an idea of where I should go next, or the type of video you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for coming, and until next time, adios.